Welcome to the Eat Your Greens with Dr. Black podcast. This is where we talk about nutrition and everyday habits in a way that actually makes health doable. I'm Dr. Black. I'm a board-certified pediatrician and a lifestyle medicine physician, and I am so glad that you joined me today. Now, last week, I talked about how a Mediterranean-style eating pattern can help calm chronic inflammation. Today, we're taking another step on our anti-inflammatory journey by drilling down on the power of adding color to your diet. Now, hold up. I see you rolling your eyes. You're thinking, I'm going to give you yet another list of reasons why you should eat more broccoli. Okay, yes, I admit, I truly believe that everyone would be a whole lot healthier if they added more broccoli to their meals. But I know that advice can get boring pretty darn fast. And if you're expecting yet another smoothie recipe from me, you're going to be disappointed. Today, you're in for a treat. Instead of the same old salad and side dish recommendations, I'm going to give you some creative, non-boring, think outside of the box ideas for adding bright, colorful, inflammation-fighting foods to your diet. So buckle up, Buttercup. Now, if you've ever ridden a roller coaster, you know it starts off slow, and this ride is no different. I'm just going to take a sec to tell you why colorful food is good for you. What can I say? I'm a nerd. I just can't help myself. You know all those bright rainbow colors that you see every time you pass by the produce department on your way to the bakery? The red, blue, and purple fruit, the green, yellow, or orange vegetables? Yeah, those. Every color you see is associated with a different set of powerful compounds called phytochemicals. Plants use these chemicals to fight off pests and diseases, and when you eat those plants, they pass that protection on to you. Let's do a quick review in classic Roy G. Biv order. Don't know who Roy G. Biv is? Look him up. Starting with red, you have your heart-protecting and cancer-fighting lycopene. Orange foods give you beta-carotene for eye health and immune support. Yellow's got lutein and vitamin C. Avast, you scurvy dog. Green's giving chlorophyll and folate for bone and nervous system health. Indigo, aka blue, and violet or purple foods are chock full of anthocyanins, some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds known. Even white veggies like cauliflower or onions have things like allicin and quercetin. Now, that's just a few of the literally tens of thousands of different anti-inflammatory compounds that give plants their beautiful bright color. I hope you're starting to get an idea of why I talk about eating your greens so often. Now, let's move from the boring botany lesson to the fun part, the food. Before I forget to tell you, I am going to add links for all of the recipes that I'm talking about today. Some of them are mine, and some are from food bloggers that I follow. You can find them in the show notes or on the Eat Greens with Dr. Black website. And now's when I also tell you to take a sec to rate and review the show and subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already done so. Even better, if you have a loved one whose health you want to support, share the show with them. What a great way to tell them that you care about them. All right, let's get on with it. Did you know your breakfast doesn't have to be beige? And even more shocking, it doesn't have to be sweet? I'm currently obsessed with a new savory take on oatmeal. You heard me, oatmeal. Savory mushroom, ginger, turmeric oats. You start by sautéing some finely diced carrots and ginger with some mushrooms. I like shiitake, but any of them will do. And then you add a cup of basic old-fashioned rolled oats and some broth. That's pretty much it. You end up with this spicy, golden bowl of comforting warmth that is out of this world. Now, just so you know what to expect if you make this, it's a little soupier than your standard gooey breakfast oatmeal. If you're familiar with the classic Asian rice porridge called congee, this is basically an oat-based version of that. You probably already know that turmeric is well recognized for its anti-inflammatory properties, and those mushrooms bring along a compound called ergothioneine that's been called the longevity vitamin. So if you've only ever eaten your oatmeal with brown sugar and raisins, try making it savory just once, and I guarantee you will be hooked. Now, moving from breakfast to lunch, Black isn't typically included in your standard rainbow, but maybe it should be. Black beans are arguably one of the most antioxidant-rich legumes on the market. They're brimming with anthocyanins, flavonoids, phenolic acids, and tannins, as well as that fiber you need to feed your microbiome. They're also rich in that same longevity vitamin, ergothioneine, that I talked about with mushrooms. Many people also find that black beans are easier to digest because they have a thinner seed coat or skin than other beans. So the next time Taco Tuesday rolls around, try a sweet potato and black bean filling. You can top it with a bright mango salsa and crunchy red cabbage slaw for a super colorful meal that's almost too pretty to eat. I mean, it probably belongs in an art museum or something. Or maybe you're just looking for a salad to go with your sandwich. A friend of mine, hi Colleen, once brought a massaged kale salad over that was out of this world. Instead of the standard oil and vinegar dressing, I pair it with a blackberry balsamic vinaigrette to take it to the next level. Now, homemade salad dressings are crazy easy to make, and they usually give you twice the flavor with half the added sugar as the store-bought versions. Not sure why they call them blackberries. I mean, they look kind of black on the outside, but if you've ever used them in a pie or a smoothie, you know they're actually purple. The recipe I'm sharing gives you rich green kale, bright red pomegranate seeds, and purple blackberries. Personally, I use a plant-based feta cheese crumble, and then I toss in some pepitas for crunch. Let's see, what else do I have for you? How about turning dinner into a fiesta with colorful, confetti-stuffed bell peppers? Fill red, yellow, and orange roasted bell peppers with a savory blend of your favorite whole grain. I like the chewiness of farro, but quinoa works, brown rice, whatever you like. Mix that with a sautéed blend of finely chopped purple cabbage, orange carrots, and green herbs like cilantro or parsley. You can add in whatever protein you prefer. I made mine with a browned tofu crumble instead of ground beef. Maybe you just need a snack or something fun to bring to a party. Everyone loves a good dip, and I stumbled across a fun rainbow hummus board. You start with a standard roasted red pepper hummus, but then you add small bowls of vibrant pink hummus made from roasted beets, a bright orangey yellow roasted carrot hummus, my personal favorite, a green pea hummus, and finally, a purple version made with roasted purple sweet potatoes. You can slice up crunchy watermelon radishes or purple daikon, other brightly colored vegetables to use as scoops, and you have a gorgeous platter to bring to your next event. Of course, good old-fashioned salsa made with juicy red tomatoes, red onions, and green jalapenos is a colorful staple, but have you ever had blueberry salsa? I know, sounds weird, but don't knock it till you try it. The sweet burst of fresh blueberries contrasts beautifully with the low burn of the jalapenos and the bright tang of the lime juice. You can kick it up with a spicier pepper if you want. I'm kind of a wimp, so I just stick with the jalapenos. And then you can pair it with a blue corn tortilla chip for dipping. And of course, no meal is complete without drinks and dessert. Here in Central Texas, we love our aguas frescas. You can make them with any fruit you like, but my personal favorite is a watermelon agua fresca. In our house, we have to call it refreshing watermelon juice, not because we have anything against speaking Spanish. That's just what my daughter calls it. And when you live with someone on the spectrum, you generally have to speak their language, so refreshing watermelon juice it is. And yes, you have to say the entire phrase, refreshing watermelon juice. But I digress. Aguas frescas are incredibly easy to make. You just blend the watermelon with some fresh mint leaves and lime juice. If your watermelon isn't as sweet as you like, you can add a little sugar if you want. If you go with a different fruit, you may need to add some water, but watermelon is watery enough on its own. Classic aguas frescas are strained to remove the pulp, but you should know me well enough by now to know that I'm gonna tell you to leave that fabulous fiber in. And finally, we come to dessert. Naturally, you can find no end of delicious berry-based recipes from pies to cobbler and just good old fruit salad. I've shared my raspberry chia and chocolate tofu pudding parfait recipe a couple of times in the past. In Thailand, they steam glutinous rice and they use the flowers from the butterfly pea to dye it a beautiful purple color. To be honest, I have no idea if the flowers actually add any nutritional value, but it looks gorgeous. You can find the dried butterfly pea flowers online, and you can use the traditional soaking and steaming method to make the rice, but you can also simplify the process by using a rice cooker and coloring the water with blackberry juice. Once cooked, you add in a little bit of sugar and coconut milk to the rice, and you serve it next to super sweet, bright orange mango slices for a delicious dessert that looks like it came right off a street food cart in Bangkok. Now, I know you're dying to get into the kitchen and start making all of these amazing dishes, but before I let you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Chronic inflammation is insidious. It's often the hidden cause of chronic fatigue, brain fog, gut issues, and chronic pain, and it's literally shortening your lifespan. Of course, the causes of chronic inflammation are complex, and they include some things that are outside of your control, but also many things that you can modify. Things like smoking, stress, and poor sleep, and of course, our diet. Every fast food meal, every soda, and every bite of processed meat like sausage and bacon triggers a cascade of inflammatory molecules in your body. But the good news is that many of the simplest and most powerful tools you have for supporting your health are sitting right in your refrigerator, or hanging out in your fruit bowl on the kitchen counter, or in that can of black beans in your pantry. The very compounds that give plants their bright colors are the ones that fight inflammation. Decades of research consistently point in the same direction. People who eat more fruits, vegetables, beans, herbs, spices, nuts, and whole grains tend to have lower rates of many chronic diseases and live longer, healthier lives. Adding more color to your diet can be as simple as a kale smoothie for breakfast or a side salad with your lunch, but it can also be fun if you use your imagination. Think of the blueberry salsa at your summer picnic, or purple Thai sticky rice with mango for dessert, a fun rainbow hummus board for your next gathering, and sweet potato and black bean tacos on Taco Tuesday. Instead of asking yourself, am I eating enough antioxidants? Just ask a simpler question. How many colors made it onto my plate this week? You can do things like assign a color of the week to your menu, or do a family challenge to see who can eat the biggest variety of colors in any given day. If you'd like to try any of the recipes I mentioned today, you'll find links in the show notes and on the website. And let me know if you make any of these dishes or if you have a favorite colorful recipe of your own. You can send me a text or an email, or you can find me on social media. If you haven't listened to last week's episode on chronic inflammation and the Mediterranean-style eating pattern, be sure to go back and give it a listen. It provides the scientific foundation for everything I talked about today. Until next time, keep experimenting, keep trying new foods, and as always, don't forget to eat your greens.